Welcome back to Conservative Conversations. I am your host, Reid.
And I'm Frank.
Today we're going to be talking about the final stretch of the election 2024. And stick around to the very end to hear some recordings that we did at our local Board of Elections for early voting. And if you'd like to hear bits that weren't included in the public episode, please become a paid subscriber through our podcast host, Red Circle. We would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so to get started, we're going to be talking about the final stretch of this election. This will be our last episode before the election takes place next week. So we likely won't be able to talk too much more about the campaigns until, before the election happens. So I guess we'll kind of do our little wrap-up, sort of the campaigns, I guess.
That's right. And it's our last chance, I suppose, for a public service announcement that if you haven't gotten out to vote, we certainly hope you do. If you haven't looked up your local Republican leadership, we hope you do.
Right.
We hope you have a plan going in to vote. If you're here in Ohio, we hope you vote no on issue 1.
That's right. Yeah, like I said, this episode comes out on Wednesday, and you got 6 days. 6 days before the big day. And both campaigns have been trying to jam in some big campaign stops in the final days here. Most notably, Trump had a huge rally at Madison Square Garden in New York City, which was quite interesting. A lot of people weren't sure why he would do such a thing, since he's not expected to win New York, since it's such a blue state, but I think it kind of makes sense. It's his hometown. It's a big venue, and it was a good chance to try to really rally people around him, particularly in a place where, you might not expect so many people to come out in such a blue area. But it was sold out from my understanding.
Well, and it is interesting to me. I think it fits right into Trump's wheelhouse because he is a New Yorker, and it's not like the issues that are affecting this country aren't affecting people in New York.
Right, yeah.
And I think you've seen a lot of movement in New York. Now, even though the state's not going to swing, I think that's pretty fat chance there. I think it's still good to make these kinds of inroads and highlight these issues and chip away at their huge supermajority. So I think it's a very good thing that he
definitely. Yeah, for sure. And I saw parts of it. I mostly just saw the part when Trump had finally come out towards the end. So I didn't see the whole thing with all the special guests that were there or anything like that. But it was typical Trump rally. Talked about how he's going to make America great again, healthy again, safe again. And he had another one that kind of cracked me up, just the way he said it. I don't know. Affordable, I think that was another one of his.
Make America affordable again. Yeah. Because I heard some girl, she was going through them all. She's like, MAGA, Maha.
Ma.
Yeah, that's what she did. She was like, Ma.
And one of the things I've heard many people comment about is, like, you can almost tell who is winning the race just by who's having the most fun with the campaign. And it's clearly Donald Trump who's out there really enjoying himself.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to switch over just yet, but, I'm going to be talking about Kamala's last few stops. And that's a good issue to highlight because you'll see that she just doesn't bring the same crowd and people don't have the same enthusiasm or love for her. So,
and this is a little bit of old news, but we hadn't recorded since it happened. But Trump's campaign stop at the McDonald's, everybody loved that. Did you see much of it?
Yeah, I saw it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was really cool. I mean, I watched some of the footage that was there. I watched a whole entire 13-minute clip from Forbes of him learning the fry machine.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool. But just some of the like imagery that people have talked about just seems so cool because he left his suit and tie on, his whole deal, and just put the apron on.
Right.
Like it was nothing. Just like some people might think, oh, I don't want to get French fry grease on my nice suit here or whatever. But he doesn't care. He just puts on the apron and does the part.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And one of my other favorite clips was the Indian fella who had come through the I think it was the drive-through, and how the Indian guy told Trump that he's out there fighting for ordinary people like us, and Trump tells him, "You're not ordinary," but not like to say in a negative way, but in a positive way, like
Well, I didn't see that particular clip that you're discussing, but I did see another one where a mom with like 3 or 4 kids in the back comes through, and she has a thick accent, and she told Trump, she said, thank you so much. She said, please don't let this country turn into my Venezuela where I escaped
Brazil.
from.
My name is Brazil.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was just so cool.
Right. And the whole thing was so cool, but of course he got roasted because it was a closed McDonald's and it was staged.
Well, of course it was.
Yeah, I mean,
we're talking
what
like 2.5 assassination attempts already.
Right, and what political rally is not staged? They have to prepare and basically have a program for the whole thing. They're all staged in a manner of speaking. And it's not like you can just have Trump roll up onto any McDonald's and walk in. They gotta secure the place.
Well, I love this. Somebody made the point on Greg Gutfeld's late night show that he just called Gutfeld, I think, with an exclamation point. And somebody made that joke. They said, the public, certain aspects of the public are freaking out because this wasn't a real thing. And they're like, well, what did you expect? For him to do his I-9 paperwork and go through all the training first before coming out on the line?
Right, yeah.
Like, of course it's a campaign event. It's just a staged thing.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I love from the McDonald's thing, I mean, not only is it just so Trump, but the other thing is they got McDonald's, the higher ups, it might have been the CEO. I don't even know exactly who came out with the information, but they came up and said, McDonald's keeps great records, and we have no record of Kamala Harris ever working for any McDonald's anywhere in the corporation.
Yeah.
So I think that's what, it's very Trump of him to want to highlight that she's lying that she worked at McDonald's. So let me go work at McDonald's, But no, what I couldn't believe, McDonald's Corporation actually fact-checked and verified that Kamala Harris never worked for them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what was I going to say? I mean, Trump does, whether somebody might believe it or not, he does a very good job at, getting on the level of working people. I think he does a great job at trying to reach out to them and show that he understands their situation. Even if he's a billionaire, he still gets it.
Absolutely, and I think this is a great point. Hopefully we're not the only ones that see this for what it is, but Trump is very much a man of the people, and that's why, if you remember when he was in office the first time, they hosted a bunch of athletes up at the White House. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And what did they provide them with?
McDonald's.
Yep. Come on. Trump loves McDonald's. He really does love McDonald's.
Yeah.
I bet he's been doing McDonald's ads. I haven't looked this up before we're talking about it, But think of how much Trump has done product endorsements over the years.
Well, I know he definitely did do McDonald's ads in the 90s. The big and tasty sandwich. I remember seeing that.
Well, see, I just wanted to point out that I don't know. I didn't look this up. But yeah, it seems to me, he's probably worked with McDonald's for years.
Yep.
So, it just is kind of funny.
Yeah, right. And it's, like you said, it's very, very Trump-like to do.
Yes. Very much.
And very few people can pull it off like he can. So, but but I guess bringing it back to Madison Square Garden, that's one of his. I don't think it's going to be his last big rally, but it's one of the big ones that a lot of people were talking about leading up to it. I thought it was pretty cool to watch some of it.
It is cool, and I think it's cool to see him, celebrated there, of all places, in such a blue place to draw people out like that. But it also just shows, like I was saying, that the problems that we have in this country affect everybody far and wide. I mean, even the people who have the wool over their eyes are affected.
Right.
They just don't know what's causing the problems. Well, I just kind of want to tack on one more thing, but I think you'll see. I'll be able to transition this right into the Kamala thing, so it's not like we're going back. But the other thing that comes to my mind is, he was also showed up to the Al Smith dinner, and she did not. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's very interesting too. And you saw, if you watched that full Al Smith dinner, or at least Trump's full segment at the Al Smith dinner, he had a lot of support in that room that night.
Oh, yeah.
Because people can see this. I mean, when you don't show up for events, and you're just letting your talking points talk for you, and you're just letting your campaign surrogates talk for you.
Right.
And you're not actually interacting with the people or mingling with the people, or you're not giving messages that connect with the people. I think there's going to be, I've said this before, but I think this is going to be a bloodbath in the election.
Yeah.
Red all across the country.
Right.
But I think it's things like this where, she thinks that she can get by just filming a 5-minute skit.
Right.
And that being her address to the audience.
Yeah.
Whereas Trump is working so hard to make these inroads, just like he always has.
Right.
Just like you're talking about, because that's one of the things he talked about at the Al Smith dinner. He said, half of the people in this room hate me, the other half love me.
Right.
Then he kind of giggled and he said, well, maybe 75% love me, to be honest, because they all won his checks.
Yep.
He told the story about how he gave Chuck Schumer, Chuck Schumer's first check to get him going. And, he's worked with all sides, all people from all sides. And
right. I mean, that's kind of what you have to do as a businessman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just think the only thing I wanted to go back and highlight is, some people are asking the question, like you brought up, why would he go to New York? What's the point? It's so blue. He's not going to win the state. Well, no, that's the wrong question. The problem is, what's wrong with Kamala Harris that she's not, she's not being better received by the people. She's not doing anything to change her talking points.
Right.
She's not doing anything to connect with people.
I mean, even if she wanted to basically pull the same skit at the dinner, it at least says something that she showed up. Yeah. But to completely skip entirely is, like, it almost says, shows that she doesn't care. She doesn't care about that dinner.
Well, I personally think it shows a sort of either fear or understanding. She either is afraid that she'd make a fool of herself, not land, not connect, not be funny, just give a bunch of material for critics. Or she is afraid.
Right.
Afraid that she'll be exposed. Maybe in a moment, if she really just lets her tongue go and doesn't stick to the talking points, maybe she'll say something she's not supposed to say, or something like that. So it's either, I'm not sure exactly what's going through her mind, but I think she just wants to play it safe like they did with Biden in the last round. Keep her out of the spotlight. Just have those controlled media sound bites come out.
Right.
But anyway, she has been doing some campaigning. I don't know that it's been that good because she gives the same speech everywhere she goes. She doesn't say anything different. But with this latest one, she was down in Houston, and Beyonce's mother and Beyonce herself were there.
The Queen Bee.
The Queen Bee. She was there. And what I love about that story is just exactly what we've been talking about. She does not connect with people. People don't like her. And what you saw, if you watch a lot of the footage that came out of Houston, as soon as Beyonce gave her speech and failed to perform, about half the audience left when Beyonce left. And Kamala, just like you were saying with Trump, came on late or something like that, later in the lineup,
Right.
So did Kamala. Well, after Beyonce left, half the crowd is filing out. Kamala comes on stage and people just keep filing out. It's
Right.
like this huge mass exodus when Harris was supposed to be the main liner.
Right.
But
well, we kind of talked about this earlier today, off air, and I had said to you, because she can't bring crowds like Trump can without big stars like Beyonce or Taylor Swift or you name them. They can't do it because when people do show up by the tens of thousands, they're not there to see Kamala. They're there to see Beyonce. But for Trump, people show up by the tens of thousands to see Donald Trump. They don't come to see Hulk Hogan.
Nope.
They don't come to see whatever the comedian was that was there. Tony, what's his name? Tony something.
From the Kill Tony podcast.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
They're there to see Trump. So, I think it's a really great contrast of the campaigns to from what you're talking about. Everybody just leaving because they don't want to.
They don't even want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, exactly.
And what I love, part of the point that I'm trying to make, and how I tried to lead into this a little bit, is, you'd think. Let's just say that Beyonce is going to draw probably the biggest crowd you're going to get.
Right.
Out of this election cycle, this close to the election, whatever. This is probably going to be your time to shine.
Right.
The queen bee has arrived. She brought the hive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are you going to tell them? The same tired speech that she's given 100 times.
Yep.
What's with that? Why is she so vapid and mentally defunct that you can't even come up with something inspirational to say, something unique,
right?
Something nobody's heard before?
Right.
You can't. No, not even an attempt. You just tell the same tired story.
Yep. My opportunity economy is going to invest in people's dreams and aspirations.
Yeah, and Trump should never again stand behind the seal of the United States of America.
Right.
Never again.
Right. Yeah, she's got nothing.
She's literally got nothing.
Right.
She's got nothing but an army of sycophants.
Right. I almost feel like there's not really too much we can say about it because, as you said, it's the same campaign speeches she gives everywhere else. And what else is there to say?
Well, I did just want to highlight that, though. Because you'd think somebody with common sense would say, well, let me pull out all the stops.
Yeah, for real.
Let me say something good. Let me do a backflip. Nobody's ever seen me do a backflip on.
Right.
You'd want to do something.
Yeah.
But no, instead she just stands there and gives the same speech while everybody's leaving.
Right.
I just love it. It's such a good image in my mind.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't really think I have too much else to say about either campaign at this point. Other than I'm definitely feeling like Trump's going to win. I hope it's by a big victory. Which does remind me, listeners, if you go to our Conservative Conversations YouTube channel, and if you go to our channel page or whatever you want to call it in the app or on desktop, there is a community tab, and we have a poll up there. It's asking who you think's going to win the election: Trump by a lot, Trump by a little, Harris by a lot, or Harris by a little. And if you could go vote, we'd like to see what people are thinking right now.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your opinion. And I, too, I think it's going to be a landslide. I've already said it in this segment. I think it's going to be red coast to coast. Except for the coasts,
right.
But the whole country is going to be red.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that by the next time we sit down to air,
we'll have President
Kamala will
Trump.
just be an afterthought.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully 2 years from now, we can just giggle and say, remember when?
Oh, yeah. Yep, just like her last campaign. But, yep, please, folks, if you haven't gone out to vote yet, do so. Be sure you get your vote in if you don't think you'll be able to make it on November 5th. You don't want to miss your opportunity to cast your vote. And, kind of like Frank was saying, hopefully next time we're talking to you, we're going to have President-elect Trump, 47, in the history books with Grover Cleveland.
That's right. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say we will.
Yes,
We
right.
will.
Right. Well, if you have enjoyed this so far, stay listening because we are going to include some of our audio that we captured down at the local board of elections here in Columbus, Ohio. Us trying to talk to some people out doing some early voting. So stick around for that. And be sure to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search at Conservative Conversations 92. And you can also follow us on your favorite podcast platforms, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, and many more.
We hope you might share us with a friend or two and encourage them to become paid subscribers so that they have access to the same bonus and exclusive material that you have access to. And as always, we thank you for listening.
Welcome to Conservative Conversations. I am your host, Reid.
And I'm Frank.
And we are down at our local Board of Elections here in Columbus, Ohio. And we're going to try to interview some people out here doing some early voting today. And hopefully we get some good, willing participants to make some nice interviews for us today. We'll see what we get.
Alright. Let's walk around and feel it out first.
Sure.
Go up by the road. Well, I mean, we're going to walk past a bunch of people. Hopefully somebody might say something to us. Hi. A lot of foreign types. Kind of curious. There's a cop up here on the corner.
Okay.
I thought he might be interesting to talk to. Oh, good. This cop is out. Looks like a female cop. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, I think she's operating the light.
Oh.
You operating that manually? Yep. That's pretty cool. I think we'll cross to the other side. Oh, that's alright.
Next one will be green, will be that one for the walker, then this one for the walker, then...
That's alright. Would we be much of a distraction to you if we asked you a couple questions? Would you mind if we did that?
About...
Oh, we're just interviewing for a podcast.
Yeah, we're just interviewing for our podcast. So I was just curious if you usually work these. Have you done this a lot?
Special duty.
Oh, special duty, I see.
Special duty, yep.
Very
That's
cool.
pretty neat.
Seems like there's quite a turnout. We didn't really expect
Yeah, especially in the middle of the day for a Monday. We didn't expect there to be much of a line.
Been steady.
That's good.
Traffic's been steady.
Right, well, we're certainly glad to see people out here voting. That's what we're...
Yeah, and we're glad you're here, keeping us safe. So thank you. We'll just wait on the line.
Sure.
How long have you been on the force?
34 years.
34
wow.
years. Hey, well,
Well-
thank you. We're going to cross now.
All right, you take care.
Thank you.
What's issue 47? Did
I have
put
no
that on
idea,
your
no.
ballot?
Not sure. It might be something local to just Columbus or other parts of the county. I don't really know what it is. I think there are probably some issues that like Columbus proper is voting on that we don't have.
There's issue 46, something about our children are counting on us. I don't know what that means. Issue 47 is the CODA levy, buses, sidewalks, bikes. That wasn't on my ballot.
Yeah, it's probably just for Columbus proper.
Are you with Moreno's campaign?
Yes, she is.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
You got any yard sign?
I'm sorry?
You want any yard sign?
Do you want a Trump yard sign, or we might come back and get one?
Sure.
If you want here, one come here, both of them.
Okay.
You can pick up, it's free.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Is there anything you'd want to ask the Bernie Moreno campaign? They're down here hanging out.
I don't really know.
The one girl doesn't.
Bernie, I heard you mention Bernie.
Yes.
And I'm sorry we don't have the vote no. That's really
On
critical
issue
for
one,
us.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know. We were hoping to be able to talk to some people about that. Do you know who's behind issue one? Who's pushing it?
I know somebody who was at a meeting that heard the whole scoop. I was out of town at that time. I can connect you with a name who is a podcaster who may have a lot of good information.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
cool.
we're
That's
doing.
what
We're out here
doing.
recording for a podcast.
I don't. Do you have a pen on you?
I do. My backpack. It's one of our pins.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you have a pen, I'll write on this thing.
Yeah, if you open this pocket, and then there's a small pocket inside there with a zipper.
So how long have you been involved with this campaign?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not your greatest representative.
Oh, that's all right.
My prayer group and my conservative program that I've worked with has been working on this toward this direction for 5 years. Every night we have a prayer for an hour.
That's wonderful.
Both going into the last election, coming out of that last election, going into this one.
Yeah.
So on an internal level, deeply involved.
That's
But
very good.
I'm not, well, it's what I can do. It's not what I'd like to, it's not something I can easily share, is it?
No.
Okay. Can you read a number here somewhere?
Yes.
And here's your pen.
Thank you.
I meet all sorts of people. I'm just not the source of all things.
Well, that's all right.
How could one person
I don't know. It takes two for you to be
That's
one,
true.
right?
That's right.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you very much.
Well, here, I'll let you keep that if you want, or
I would
maybe
very
you can give
much.
it- Yes.
And let me go introduce you to the one person on the ground that I see is the most competent to speak on these
Okay,
issues.
wonderful. That'd be
All right.
great. We might come back for one of these yard signs too afterwards.
Sunglasses are a little messed up. That's okay.
So, what kind of a
1700 before?
have I been where?
Here before?
No, this is my first. I usually vote through the mail. That's what I'm used to.
Okay. So, FYI for this particular location,
Uh-huh.
if you're representing anyone in a partisan way, you'll see there is a blue line.
Okay.
That blue line represents 100 yards from the door for voting,
Okay.
and that's the legal limit that you cannot go beyond
Oh,
on
I
either
see.
side. So that's why you see. That's what you see when you're looking at the lay of the land here. Okay.
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 So
That's
it's
good
like
to
a
know.
basketball circle
Yes.
goes around here, goes around there.
Interesting.
Another interesting thing that I noticed in what was going on here was that the people
oh, no,
who
Thank you very much.
that have the Franklin County official sample ballot,
Uh-huh.
you have to read the whole thing. Franklin County Democratic Party official sample
yes.
ballot.
Uh-huh.
Very clever.
Yes.
And then there's, well, you can see from a long way, it's official, it's sample.
Yeah.
Okay. And then another thing you'll find is a group of people who are friends don't let friends skip voting.
Okay.
And that's an initiative that they're asking. Again, it's, well, you can tell by the color of the shirt,
Yeah.
that they're asking each person to invite 3 people to vote. 3 of their friends. Of course, if you're listening to Segorka, he's got his thing and he's asking the Trump captains to invite 10 people that are their friends. This person here is very well spoken, as you probably know. Yeah, I'm purple.
Okay.
She's no, she's yes.
Right.
And as you probably already heard, there's been a lot of money poured into the supporting that position.
Yes.
Here is our representative on the no.
Okay, very good.
The difference you'll see is we've got pictures here. You can take your picture with future elect.
Oh.
You've got music, but on our side you've got people probably rapping about what Jesus would have you do.
That's good.
I don't know. But I did listen to what Joe Rogan said, and that the new rebels are Republicans.
Yes, I thought that was pretty good.
Right.
And then true.
Yeah, we're the counterculture.
Yep.
Hey.
Hi, Frank. These are podcasters.
Oh, no, I don't want to be interviewed.
Wait, just a minute. I got them in touch with a podcaster who does understand things. And he's inquiring what's going on behind the scenes. I said, and you can of course back out and it's fine. I knew the best qualified person to speak to the no issue.
Who are you guys with?
Oh, we run our own little podcast. We have our own little .net. that
And
we do.
it's conservative, contemporary conservative.net.
Not a Republican sample ballot.
So they're from contemporary
So
conservative.
you can't get anybody to talk to you?
No, we've been talking to people.
Oh, okay.
And I just wanted to introduce them to the best
We were curious
representative
about
of
the
no.
issue 1 and who's pushing it. That's what the question was, and why we've come here.
Oh, well, from what
And
I've
that's why I
heard, it's
brought
out
you
of
here.
state, out of country money. But
So we don't know who's pushing
I
it?
don't know for sure.
Oh, okay.
So maybe Marcus will be able to help
Okay,
you
well
more.
that's great that you...
I'm sorry I couldn't help you
No,
more.
that's fine. That's wonderful.
Take
Thank
care,
you
guys.
so much. We really
Thank you.
appreciate your time.
What's on the other side of your microphone? What are you using to record with?
Oh,
just
an iPad. It's in my backpack, so I don't have to carry it in my hand.
Because I use a Zoom H2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
Right.
nice. I've got a 6, but that's overkill.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
We don't do a lot of our stuff is just audio only. We don't do a lot of video, so
you know, I'm going to get in touch with you maybe if I grow up,
that'd be wonderful. We'd love to hear from you.
because I have an initiative on America's Voices, and I'm asking people about their relationship with their parents.
Oh,
Because I
okay.
feel that
Interesting.
that is the nucleus
Yes.
of the well-being.
You're right.
And I could use some help in the technical department.
Well, he's the
mind my
guru.
asking?
He knows how to do it all. So,
Well, that's why it takes 2.
yes.
Thank you, Guru. Good
Thank
to meet
you.
you.
Is this the Republican sample ballot that you have there?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's what I was curious about.
Okay.
What do you think of the turnout? It looks pretty good.
It looks like a very good turnout.
Yeah,
We're
we
getting
didn't-
a lot of positive response from Republicans. A lot of people are taking our literature, so
That's good.
Good.
yeah.
That's good. How long have you been a volunteer?
Oh, let me see. It's came here last election. I volunteered election 2020, and then 2016 I was canvassing for the Trump campaign.
Okay,
Nice.
great.
Yeah, and I also worked as a poll worker for some time.
Very good. Are you going to do that again? I mean, well,
yeah.
you're here. but-
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a poll observer this time.
Okay, very
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for doing that. We
Okay.
definitely need people to do that.
Yeah.
What do you get as far as a feeling this time around? Do
Oh
you think?
well, we're getting a lot of. Usually, you do get some pushback from a few people, but I'm getting a lot more people asking for Republican slate cards than we
Good.
did before.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that.
Okay.
I'm hoping we'll
Yes.
win this time.
Yeah, but big landslide.
Yes,
Okay.
a landslide.
Well, thank you for talking
very
to us.
much.
All right. Thank you.
You want to get your picture with Kamala?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Here, pretend like you're interviewing her. and I'll get a picture.
Okay.
Send about,
Nice to finally see you, Miss Harris. Can't wait for you to win big.
Let me see your phone.
Oh.
That's what I need.
Oh, I missed that part. I was too busy listening to you talk here.
When I was trying to stage you.
All
All
right.
right, stick your microphone
Okay. We're fake interviewing the vice president. All right.
You want to see Tim Walz?
Oh, he's here too.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Sergeant Command himself.
I'm sorry, are we not allowed to take pictures with them?
I'm allowed to stand wherever I want.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I got it.
Did you ever think about vacationing in Puerto Rico? I hear it's a great place.
I've heard that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
my family used to live in Puerto Rico.
Not like a floating pile of garbage like the guy you support.
Oh. Is that right?
Okay.
Just open your eyes now.
Okay, same to you.
Well, that was cool. Jerk.
Yeah, it was great. I couldn't figure out what the guy was doing at first, but then I got it. So you can't get a picture with Tim Walz.
No, I guess not. How rude of him just to make assumptions based on us wanting to pretend we're interviewing candidates.
Hey, here's your phone back. Well, hang on, we'll do it in a second.
I didn't really quite get his whole bit about Puerto Rico,
Tim
other than
Walz,
being able to call him trash.
That guy, Tony, Kill Tony, you know the Kill Tony podcast?
I've heard of it, never watched it.
That's where all those comedians hang out on
Okay.
on a podcast.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And they have like this panel, and then they'll have like guest comedians come up
Oh, okay.
on the stage and perform, and the panel sort of like roasts them and evaluates their comedy set.
Okay.
Well, that guy Tony, from it's his
Right.
podcast thing
Right,
or
yeah.
whatever. He's a homosexual, as I understand it,
Okay.
but he's a conservative guy,
Sure.
and he's this comedy guy. Well, he was one of the speakers at this
Madison Square
Madison
Garden.
Square Garden.
Oh, I did see headlines about a comedian made a joke that even the Trump campaign had to denounce or
And
something.
that's what he was just referring to, is that comment. He said, I heard there's an island of floating trash, and I hear they call it Puerto Rico. He was trying to make a joke.
Oh.
Nobody really liked it, but
Yeah.
that's what that retard was referring to.
Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that.
It wasn't a very good joke, but the guy's
No.
a comedian, and
Right.
it was a joke, so
Yeah.
don't know how much we'll get.
Yeah, I was hoping we get at least one or two actual interviews.
People, I know, but seems like the only people that really want to talk are the poll workers. The one guy was nice. I might try to find. There was an African American Republican lady walking around.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there she is. Is this the Republican?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Have you been out here long?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
you think we're going to win it this time?
Yeah.
Yes, we are ahead, she said. I don't know. You want to just hang out somewhere and see if somebody will walk by and say something? If we go up there and we're outside the blue line, you want to try that? Just hang out up there for
Sure.
a minute, see if
Yeah.
we can.
Pretty nice day out.
Yeah.
I'm almost getting a little
Definitely
warm.
a good turnout.
Oh yeah.
So I just feel like some people are so rude. Did you hear that? Some people just got out of their car, and she's like, Republican? She tries to hand him because she doesn't talk very well, but that's
Yeah.
what she said, Republican? Tries to hand him the sample ballot,
Right.
and the guy's like, yeah, no. At least when that guy tried to hand me the Democrat ballot, I was like, no, thank you.
Right.
I just think Democrats are so nasty. Nasty people. I like her. That one that just keeps saying Republican. Republican. I like that a lot. How long do you think we've been out here?
45 minutes. yeah,
45?
something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure what. Probably not that. I don't know what time it was when we got here.
I don't know either. I can only tell you that it's 2 o'clock now.
Yeah.
I was hoping that, like some people would be wearing like Trump stuff.
Right.
And they'd be easy to just like grab or
Right.
even Harris, because they'd be easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're advertising it. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we circle back, grab a Trump sign
All right.
for the yard. Then everybody will see who we are.
All right.
We'll have to go walk past the parade of people,
Yep.
and maybe we'll get some reactions carrying the
Alright.
Trump sign. What do you think?
Okay.
What do they say? I don't care about Bernie Moreno. We'll get the Trump fans, though. What do you say?
All right.
Oh, and I want to know on issue 1. Can I take a no on issue 1? Okay. That one I really care about. That's a big one. You think Bernie's gonna win?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I hope so too. How about Trump? You like Trump?
Yeah.
Good.
Alright.
Good. Thank you. Hang out in here for a minute.
I think I literally worked like 60 plus hours.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Either of you two know where Chick-fil-A is?
Yeah. On Morris Road, the nearest one is all the way down at the intersection of Morris Road and High Street.
That's right. There's one all the way down before you turn right. It'll be right there on the
How
corner.
far from here?
Maybe about 2 miles, maybe somewhere along.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. See, people will talk to us if they want to.
Yeah.
Directions to Chick-fil-A.
Maybe that was a test.
What? What do you mean? What should I have said?
No, I mean, we'll see if these guys are Republican. If they are, they'll.
Hadn't thought about that. They're telling that little girl, they said, yay, her first vote. She's like, not even one.
Did she got the sticker? That'd be funny if they put the sticker on her.
No. That would be cute.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting like a thumb drive or maybe even a CD to put the recordings of Jack on to give it to my sister.
That'd be cute.
Yeah. Because there's over an hour's worth, so I'd probably have to go on a thumb drive because CDs only go a whole like 80 minutes. Then I
Well, I
found.
hate to be this Papa John's that all these people are lined up in front of right here.
Uh-huh.
They're still running a business today. I just saw a guy trying to. Could you imagine with all this mess right here? They're still trying to run pizzas and make pizzas and everything.
Oh yeah.
You'd probably be waiting an hour for a Papa John's.
Yeah, just to get in and out, or just because they got all these people here going to
Yeah,
Papa
there's
John's.
all this traffic and all, the intersection's all backed up.
Yeah.
and They're still trying to run their pizzas. I can't believe that. But anyway, I cut you off. What were you trying to say?
Oh, I think I was just gonna say I found one recording that it's you and I don't know how good it is, but it was 7 hours long.
Jeez.
I'll have to take the time to try to go through some of it and see what we can do with it. And in the case that this is in an episode, folks have to stay tuned and possibly become a paid subscriber on our Wiki Wacky Radio Show podcast.
Absolutely.
And you can also become a paid subscriber for Conservative Conversations as well for extra content. Maybe extra bits of us out here at the Board of Elections that other folks aren't going to hear.
Yeah, this is just a mess. The Amazon's down here trying to make deliveries too, right?
Oh
in
my
front.
gosh.
When there's a bank over here, there's, like, customers are. I saw
Wow.
one big truck earlier getting angry.
Yeah.
I like how people have to do that.
I'm sure for regular people trying to go about their day, this is quite a hassle.
Cumbersome, yeah. What do you say about getting some lunch? You want to have lunch and
Yeah, we'll take a little lunch break and,
lunch break?
and come back see what we can get before we head out.
Okay, sounds good.
All
to me.
right.
My stomach's growling.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving Trump. Alright, well, wasn't too much action today, but we'll see what we get in the final edit here. But we got a little bit of people talking to us today.
Definitely overheard some good snippets. You know, we'll probably revisit that, but it was something to do.
Yeah, it was interesting to see how busy it was for the middle of a Monday afternoon. People out here early voting, so it's really nice to see.
Say, before we sign off, I'm personally disappointed. I thought there would be more people. It seems like everybody's been kind of neutral in their dress and appearance. You know what I mean?
Right.
I thought there'd be more people wearing their Tim Walz hats or whatever, their Harris, I'm with her shirts and whatever, Trump 2024. And I thought that would make it easier to maybe grab somebody. Because it's like, well, if you're showing yourself off,
Right,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Then, you know, it'd be easy to interview.
Right.
What's the biggest issue for you? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like everybody just wants to do their vote and go home.
Yeah,
and they
without
don't-
being bothered.
Yes, so.
Well, I'm sure, given our brief experience trying to interview Mr. Tim Walz down here, I'm sure some people might feel like if they wore their supportive clothing, they could be intimidated by others.
Yes, I'm sure that's true.
And kind of like what you said, most people just want to come in, vote, and get on out
Get
of
on
here.
their way. Yep. So.
But it was nice, nice day to come down here, visit, and sort of participate in what's going on.
I also think it's interesting. Formal protesters.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting too. You'd think there might be people on the outside of the boundary chanting stuff.
Yeah, but so anyway, it was kind of a mixed bag, but something to do. Definitely, I'd never been here to the Board of Elections before, so it's cool to be here. Good to see the turnout, even if they're not all Republicans.
Right. Yep. Well, listeners, we hope you enjoyed this bit, and be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search at Conservative Conversations 92.
And as always, we thank you for listening.